So you want to act out and show out because we got company. Hey friends, this video is a little bit different. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. My name is Tiffany. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and I'm going to show you my kit. This is part 2. So we just went through my hair kit, my professional hair kit. This is her right here, my Sheila. So now we're about to go through my makeup kit, which I worked very hard at and I'm very proud of. Presentation is everything. I talked a little bit about it earlier, but when you show up to a job, one of the first impressions that people get is the presentation and how you present your kit. So you've invested all this education, all this time, all these monies into just really good products, and it shows them that you're invested in. I'm not saying just because you have a bunch of makeup that you automatically have the skill to go with it, but you should. But it's just a really good first impression when it shows that it's clean, it's organized, it's gorgeous. And it's a bit controversial, my kit, because a lot of makeup artists depot. Depot is basically when you take product out of the original packaging and you put it in another space for just storage for better efficiency. So your kit's not that heavy. This kit, everything is in its original packaging. And some artists do that, some artists don't. I want my clients to see what I'm using. I also give private makeup lessons. So I call this my mini Sephora. So when I give a private makeup lesson and somebody needs to know, okay, what shade, what company, I want them to feel like they're in a store. And these brands, you know, they're so thoughtful with their packaging and how they design these beautiful products. I want to display them. And I think they're some of the most beautiful parts of doing hair and makeup is the presentation of the product. So I'm rambling. Let's jump right in to my professional makeup kit. So what we have right here is the Aetote makeup case. They have recently redesigned it so they're not vertical at the top anymore. Everything's kind of shifted. So many of the products, instead of laying straight up and down, they lay this way. And I think for a few different reasons, people were complaining that you can't really store things at the bottom. I mean, you could do what you want, but this is how I store it. They have a new design, but Aetote is the company that made this case. It's a gorgeous case. I love it. Like the sturdiness of it. It's very elite, very demure. It's gorgeous. I'm not going to go over tools. So my makeup brushes will not be displayed. If you want to see a video dedicated to straight tools, I could do a separate video because that's very intense. I have a lot of makeup brushes, so many that I use professionally. But let's start off with complexion. So I have a few different foundations in my kit. Take this one out. And we'll start from sheer all the way to the buildable ones. They're all buildable. But if you're one of my clients, and you're like, oh, I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I just want my skin to look like skin. The first thing I'm going to reach for is my Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Flawless Filter Skin foundation. This is what I love. And it's really good for people who want that no makeup look. And they have so many different shades. I have 4 and I mix and match them and they look so pretty. I'll give you an example. So this is the shade 5.5 and I will just show you. Uh-oh. What the hell? See, things just want to cut up and act up because y'all are here. I've never had this happen ever before. Oh my God. The ghetto. So you want to act out and show out because we got company. But look how sheer and beautiful this is. It's like the no makeup. It's beautiful. Some people even use it underneath their foundation just to kind of give them like a pretty little glow. If you have gorgeous, beautiful skin and I want it to look like skin, this is the product that I'm going to reach for. So this is the Flawless Filter foundation. Moving my way up to a little bit more coverage. I love the Dior Face and Body. I think 99.9% of makeup artists have this in their kit. It is a pro favorite for a reason. So I have a few different shades. I'm for reference, and I don't know why I said that. I'm for reference. I'm the shade 4N. They come in cool, neutral, and warm. So for instance, this is in the shade 4N. This is this one. And I love Dior because they go so deep in their shade ranges. They have one called 9N. Look how beautiful that is. So Dior Face and Body, very pretty. I'll show you what that looks like. We're gonna use the shade 5N just to kind of show you a difference. Let me put it on right here so you can see. They remind me of the MAC Face and Body, but it's a little bit more coverage, but still very sheer and bonita. Isn't that gorgeous? And it has like this pretty little glow. It doesn't have as much glow and sheen as the Charlotte Tilbury one, but it's very pretty. Okay, so we're going from sheerest to like heavy coverage. Next up, good old classic is the Giorgio Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Foundation. I have had this in my kit for probably, I've always kept it in my kit for the past 10 years. This is one of the first ones when I started making a little bit of money. I was like, I have to get the Giorgio Armani foundation in my kit. I have, what is this, 5 shades? I have 9, 7, 15, 2, and 5.2.5. 5.25, 2, 15, 6, and 7. Just a good old range. And again, nice and buildable. This is in the shade 7. I'll show you what that looks like. If you love your skin to look like skin, but you want a little bit of coverage, see the difference? You can not see the difference, but you can kind of work with me. It gives a little bit of coverage. Giorgio Armani, RIP. He actually just passed away. Next up, this is a new one to my kit because this was such a beautiful foundation that I purchased for myself. So oftentimes when I am kind of testing out new products for my kit, what I will do is I will use it on myself first. This is one of the ones that I use on myself and I loved it. I only wore it once, fell in love, and then I didn't really reach for it that often. So I just donated it to my pro kit. And it is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Powder. Not powder, foundation. They have one that's a powder. And this I love because it's very buildable, but it gives you a little bit more coverage. You see how pigmented that is? But it's so beautiful and it dries down and it looks phenomenal. But this is something that gives you really good coverage. And this is in the shade medium 18. So pretty. Last but certainly not least, if you come get your makeup done by me and you tell me, girl, I need this to last all day. I have very oily skin. I want a lot of coverage, but I want my skin to look like skin, but I need it to last for hours. Guess what I'm gonna pull out? I'm gonna give you Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is the fullest coverage foundation that I have in my kit, and it's one of my favorites because it does not move. And with the proper technique, none of these foundations move, but no, this one, it takes 0 effort for this stuff not to move. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear that I'm obsessed with. But I'll tell you what I did. So in my kit, you can see right here, it has, these are all double wear. So beautiful. And look how deep those also go. It's similar to the Dior one. This is in the shade Ebony and 9 and 1. And this is the shade 9. This one's Dior and this one's by Estee Lauder. So deep, so buttery, but it lasts all day. And Wait a minute. Okay. Put that, a little squeeze. A little bit goes a long way, child. But I'll tell you what I did. So this Estee Lauder, it comes with a cap that twists, but I love it as a pump. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I bought these little beautiful gold pumps and I put them on the foundation and they just screwed in. And I'll link all of this below. If you go buy double wear, it's gonna be the one, it's gonna be a screw top that you have to pour. That's too much work. As a professional, I just wanna be able to squirt it, move along. So I bought these little tops off Amazon. All right, so that was a tour of all the foundation that I use. That Estee Lauder is not going anywhere, honey. Nowhere, but it's a nice, thick, full coverage foundation. Now, if I need anything thicker, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go in with some concealer. Concealer is literally just full coverage. Y'all, it's not coming off. I told y'all. So yeah, that double wear, yeah, you gonna get, what's it say? 24 hours of wear, 48 hours, stay in place makeup. Yeah, it's amazing. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's move right along to, we're gonna stick with the complexion family. Those are all in my foundations. Next up, we have concealers. The one and only Hourglass. This is called I think it's called the Vanish concealer. I have most of the shades. I can put down all the ones that I have in the description because as a makeup artist, I know that when I'm shopping for products, I want to make sure that I have a good range, and you don't want every single shade that a company has, but you want to make sure that you have a good enough range for anyone that sits in your chair. So I will put in the comments which shades I have for everything. So if you needed to build your kit, you could do that. Because I love y'all. That's a lot of work. I love y'all a lot. So I use the Hourglass concealers, and they're thick and they're buttery and they're amazing. They're worth the hype. They're so pretty. Let me show you. Yeah, they're just nice and thick. They're so creamy. And like I said, if I need to go any more full coverage than that Estee Lauder, then I'll go ahead and reach for a nice thick Hourglass concealer if I need a lot of coverage. Or shoot, even if I need to like contour or highlight. I love these. Are like my go-to concealers that I use. The powders that I have in my kit are Pat McGrath. I have the shade from deepest to lightest. I have deep number 5, medium deep number 4, medium 3, and light medium 2. And then I also have one. One is in another kit, and that's just the clear one. So the one that I typically reach for a lot personally is the light medium 2. It is the finest powder on the market. It's just so silky and soft and smooth. Let me just show you an example because I actually need to put some on right now. So if you don't know how to properly use loose powder, so this is what you do. You put it on, flip it over, do a little tap, tap, and then tap it back. And then you want to use what's inside the little case. But you see how it knocked the shine away without making it look powdery and cakey and crazy. I don't like cakey makeup. And that's why if I do your makeup, it's going to look so good. It's going to look like skin. And I don't want people to be like, wow, your makeup looks so good. I want people to be like, wow, you look beautiful. And I don't want you to look like, hold on, get a little itchy. I don't want you to look like you have like a cake face full of makeup. And oftentimes that final stuff of people that put so much powder and bake so much, that's not my signature. That's not my style. If that's what you want, I'll do it. But I want the skin to look like skin by still using powder though, because I don't want you to shine. I want you to glow. So Pat McGrath, this is the Skin Fetish Subline Perfection Setting Powder. Same exact line as the foundation that I showed you. So Pat McGrath. And that is most of the powders. I also enjoy, I need to take these out of my kit because they're actually discontinued. I don't even want to tell you about them. So Dior make some compact setting powders, but they're discontinued. And I also loved how deep the range was. And I still have them in my kit. Hopefully they'll bring them back. They haven't, I ain't seen them in a minute, but I have all of those shades. I have all of the Dior, what are they even called? Dior Backstage Face and Body Powder No Powder. I have all of those shades. I have 3N. I'm not even gonna tell you the shades I have because you're like, girl, why are you telling me? Because they don't even make them anymore. So the Powder No Powder. They kind of remind me, if you're familiar with the MAC's Face and Body, I'm sorry, MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. That's kind of what these vibes are. So Dior's Powder No Powders. Along that same line, the highlighter palette that I love is by Dior. This is their Glow Face palette. So if you want like a little bit of shine, for instance, let me see. If I want like a little glow and a little shine, I already have some, but let's kind of accentuate it a little bit more. Isn't that pretty? Like a nice little highlight. Ooh. Yeah, so it's my favorite highlighter palette. You see that? I'm about to blind you. So I'll do a little bit of here. I'll even put some in the tear duct if I do your makeup, the tip of the nose, top of the lip, anywhere I want to kind of shine and glow. I'm pretty naturally oily, so I personally stay away from the glow palettes because I do enough glow by myself. But at the moment, due to a prescription, I'm on Accutane. I have very dry skin. So I might want to lean more into these glow palettes, but isn't that gorgeous and pretty? And this, I believe, is not discontinued. And I love this as an artist because it really does cater to everyone. So it's a peach, bronze, pink, gold, and then it has like a glitter strobe glow. And it has like this icy, these warms. I can use this on my deeper tones, my lighter tones. I can mix them all together like I just did to get this pretty little highlight palette. So the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. This is my favorite face palette to glow. Anyone can use this. I don't care what the texture is because you can actually use it also as eyeshadow. If you just want to like, just take a little bit. Let me show you and just kind of, you see that? Put a little bit. And I'll show you a little trick. If you spray your brush with like a setting spray, say like a Charlotte Tilbury, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury to intensify any shimmer. Wet your brush just a little bit, just a little mist. And then you want to go in like that. And then mist that. And then it's going to make it even more pigmented. You see what that did? Like so, like that. It's going to give you that icy hot lid. It makes it super pigmented. And you feel like, why isn't my eyeshadow, why isn't it going on? Why is it kind of just looking kind of dry? If you spray it just a little bit, spritz it, load the brush up with the eyeshadow, then spritz it a little bit, and then that's kind of how you get that glass lid. And don't say I ain't never told you nothing, because that's what we doing. But yeah, as a pro, that's what I do. Put it on the cheek, put it on the tear duct, and that's how I kind of give you that glass lid. I just take a little bit of setting spray, and once I load up the brush with the powder or the shimmer, I kind of softly mist it. All right, so that was the complexion stuff with a little bit of glow. Let's move on to, I should have started with skin prep. I feel like I did all this backwards. We just jumped straight into concealer and foundation. Let me show you what I use for blush. My favorite blush in The World is by Rare Beauty. Look at these gorgeous colors. And there's so many more in here. I have every single shade. They're so pigmented. There's not a shade I do not own. My favorite one is Virtue. It is the one that I'm actually wearing right now. It's like a peachy shade. But what I love about this, for so long, they have done an amazing job at offering pigment when it did not exist, especially for Black women. And the color payoff that these blushes are able to give is phenomenal. So deep, so rich, and so true. And I know there was some controversy when they first came out, and maybe there is some now. People were just saying, well, it's too much, it's too pigmented. They're not for you. Everything ain't for everybody. But as a Black woman and as an artist, it became so frustrating when I would do someone's makeup that had a deeper, beautiful, melanated tone and nothing would show up. I'm like, and it's gotten a lot better. And this isn't the only brand that does it, but Rare Beauty has done a phenomenal job at making sure that anyone can wear blush, anyone. And just to give you an example, this is the color Grateful. I'll just do a little bit. Look how pigmented that is. I know it looks like, whoa, that's a lot, but it's not a lot considering the skin tone, that if I need to do somebody that's super deep and pigmented, this is going to show up on her. Or the complete opposite problem, if you have very light skin, sometimes things were too deep and too dark. The range, this shade is called Bliss, is the prettiest pale pink. And for my girls who are just super, super, super light, this is a really good shade because on them, child, you can't even see it on me, but you get the point. A shade like that and a shade like this have to exist because we've always been able to serve in that middle range, but this girl has been left out and that girl has been left out, and they haven't been able. I'm not saying that Rare Beauty is the only company to ever do it, but the sheerness, the beauty, the packaging, it is my favorite blush, and it's the one that I have in my professional kit, and it is the one that I will be on a hill. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna die on a hill, but yeah, it's one of my favorite because as an artist, I am able to deliver pigment. I'm able to deliver just craftsmanship at the highest level, knowing that no matter who sits in my chair, they're going to look gorgeous in any blush that I put on them. So thank you, Rare Beauty. Thank you to the R&D team. And they've shown me so much love over the years. And they gift me with things, but none of this was gratis. None of this was gifted. I have purchased every single product in this kit because these are the products that as a professional, not the influencer, as the professional makeup artist, I have to make sure that I co-sign on all of these products because I have to service my clients. So that is my blush. I feel like that turned into a TED Talk. Are these multiples? No, they're not. So every single one, hope, believe, encourage. Also too, the names, bliss, love, grace, so gorgeous. Those shades that I was just mentioning, the very light one is called Bliss. And if you're one of my melanated queens, if you need something very rich and deep, you're going to love Grateful, I would suggest for you. And Grateful and Love. Love is actually one of my favorites, Love and Virtue. Love has that terracotta vibe, so pretty. And then also to Virtue, it's like a softer terracotta, like a peachy shade. So this is Virtue. I wear Virtue every single day. And then this one is Love. I told you. I told y'all I was gonna like these. Yeah, stunning. Stunning. All right, all these swatches, so pretty. So if you're a professional makeup artist, it's worth the investment. Build your kit slowly. Don't feel the need to go out and buy all of these all at once. Rare Beauty Blushes, bomb.com. I'm so old for saying it like that. Bomb.com. All right, so right next to those blushes, I have a few of their Rare Beauty. These are her tinted lip oils. So gorgeous. And then what else do I want to talk about? Let's talk about skin prep. So if you sit in my chair, I'm going to prep your skin with some moisturizer. Believe it or not, La Roche-Posay. So this is the Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream. So I'll moisturize you with this if you're very dry skin. I will also prep your skin. This is the Murad Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I'll put this all over your face. I also love starting off with setting spray. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, probably one of the famous setting sprays in the world. Another setting spray that I enjoy is Milk Cosmetics. And then for a primer, I love the Hydro Grip by Milk. And then if you have oily skin, this is great if you have dry skin, hence the name hydrating. It's a hydrating primer and it really does grip the makeup. Milk makes some of the best primers. This is their Pore Ellipse Mattifying Primer. It's like an anti-shine. If you are somebody that struggles with oily skin, struggle is a strong word. You're not struggling. You have oily skin. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You don't have to struggle. Struggle ain't that real. But this is really good because I like it because it's very sheer. You know, some oil control mattifying primers like grip the skin. So that's the primer that I use. Another primer that's new to me this year that I do actually love is a primer with SPF. So if I'm on assignment, say I'm doing a commercial and I know that we're going to be doing a lot of filming outside and I want to protect the actor or the actress, I will use a SPF primer. And I really like it because it's nice and sheer. So even though it's an SPF primer, it's so beautiful. It has a pretty little glow and there is no blue or purple residue. It's stunning. Very pretty. So those are the primers that I use. In the setting spray vibe, remember I told you we had the Milk setting spray and then the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. These are all the travel sizes. I also have a travel size for my kit. This is the fixing spray. This is what I do at the very end. This is the On Till Dawn. These two products, this whole vibe, near and dear to my heart because this is what changed my life. I made a video. It's on Instagram. It's pinned to the top. It's the video that it went fake viral. No, it low-key did go viral. It was setting spray versus fixing spray. That's me. So this is your fixing spray. This is the one I use, On Till Dawn. And then my setting sprays. I love the Hourglass setting spray, but I don't know if they make a travel size. But for my kit, I have the Charlotte Tilbury and the Milk. So these are my setting sprays and fixing sprays. And I like to keep my kit nice and organized. Another primer that I'll use that I actually love, along with that Dior Face and Body, they have a Glow primer. They might have discontinued this. I'm not even gonna lie. Hold on, let me shake it up a little bit. This gives the prettiest glow. And I use this on anyone where I just want to be obnoxiously glowing. Isn't that pretty? Insane. And it just looks like skin. You see how the light's reflecting? So that, I'll be honest with you, it's called Universal Shade 1. I think this might be discontinued. Don't be mad at me, friend. I'm sorry. And then I love Dior's primer. This is, again, their Universal. I don't know why they call this Universal 1 and Universal 1. It's like the same shade. It's weird, but it's clearly not. This is just a classic primer that I love to use with the face. Come on, don't act up. With the face and body because it's just so sheer. So it's a cute little primer. Do you have to use a primer? No, you can do what you want to do, but I like to use a primer. Personally, I rarely use one day to day. I use one if I have like a special event and I need it to last. But for a client, I typically always reach for a primer because I don't want to hear nothing about them looking crazy later. If I get a text message and I'm like, my makeup didn't last. No, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna make sure that your makeup is lasting all day. every day. So those are my primers. What I also start off with as far as skin prep is I have the NARS. This is the Orgasm lip mask. So this is in my kit. Very beautiful. And it smells so good. So I have this to condition the lips. I have another lip product. It's the Jack Black mattifying lip. It's great for men or anyone that doesn't want any like glossy finish. I'll show you that a little bit later. It's in the back. And then for eyebrows, I have a few eyebrow products in the back. This is the Anastasia in the color Caramel. It's like a pomade. And then I have this little case that I have inside of the case. Child, I love a little organization. Call me, what's her name? Maria Kondo. I'm the Maria Kondo of makeup. Ain't this gorgeous and stunning? Let me bring y'all a little closer. Okay, so inside of the kit, I have like a little situation, and I have some Charlotte Tilbury little under eye correctors. I have all these if I need to correct the under eye and color correct. So I have like this peachy shade color. And then I also have this very rich one. I need to clean that. I apologize because that looks dusty. Okay, let's clean her. Jesus, that was embarrassing. Sorry, y'all. For my eye primers, I have Laying Low. Why do I have two Laying Lows? These are by MAC. I feel like I'm cleaning my kit as I'm showing y'all. And I'll spray it with some alcohol later. It's my Laying Low. And then next to that, I have my lip palette. And somebody told me that Mario discontinued this one as well. This is the lip palette that he used to make that apparently it's not available anymore. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't that stunning? And look how special this is. So I have all of these primary corrective colors, similar to, remember the old school Make It Forever one? I can adjust any of these shades by using the black or the white or that blue. And you can see I use the yellow and the blue one a lot. Let's clean that while we're here. That's my lip palette by Mario. I love Mario eyeshadows, clearly, if you can't tell. I have the Master Mattes. This is really good for eyebrows as well. I have the Master Mattes Warm and Neutral. So this one is the cool, like the neutral tones, and this one is the warm. So I could do anybody's makeup with these. And I love that they're all mattes. These are all really good also too for eyebrow. And then once we clean this dusty, rusty one, hold on. And this is like a shimmer palette. I don't reach for her too often, but you can also use this on the face. You don't have to use it on the eyes. A lot of products, especially for professionals, we're artists. They're like multi-use with safety, in mind. But this is like a shimmer palette. Isn't that beautiful? And I think he just came out with another palette. So very pigmented. I'll show you what this one looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, so pretty. So if I need to do someone's makeup and need like a little bit of shimmer, I'll do. So pretty. This makes me want to do makeup now. All right, so all of my eyeshadows are by Mario. And then Mario, if you're watching this, can you please come out and make this again? The lip palette was so pretty. We're just gonna put that right on the side. And then I have a fan. This is really good if I'm in a rush or I need to dry someone's lashes or dry the layers of skincare. I always say this oftentimes when if you're doing your makeup and your makeup is peeling, you wanna make sure that every layer is drying, but sometimes you don't have time, so you can just use like a little fan. And I got this off of Amazon. I actually need to charge her. Let me put her aside because she's dying. And then there's a company called Artist Kit Company. And I have this little case here. I have my disposable wands. This is for lips, little lip wands. I have mascara wands. I even have like the little precision ones. I have two types of mascara ones. I have the fluffy one. This is great for the bottom lashes. And then I also have like the classic ones. And then behind that, I have some precision Q-tips. Little Q-tips that I use. And then, what else do we have? Okay, I think I did everything down here. The only thing left is over here in this corner. These are my lips. These are my ladies. So I love Lawless lip glosses. You all know that by now. They're one of my favorites. This is in the color Juicy Watermelon. I'll show you that. Isn't that pretty? And then this is in the shade Strawberry Milkshake, which I love. So pretty. And they smell so good. If I could have every single shade, I would. And another lip product that I like, remember I told you about these lip tints by Rare Beauty? I love these. And you can top it off with the Lawless gloss. But for like a stain. Drugstore, don't sleep on, I think the Milani. This is in the shade Vibe. And this is in the shade 10 out of 10. Very pretty. Just like a pretty neutral. Gorgeous. And then most of my other lip glosses are also by Milani. And a great alternative as far as like drugstore. But let me tell you the real reason. The real reason why I got them is the performance is great. I love them. But also the gold tops. You know, it's like a gold theme. So performance met the vibes and also to presentation. You could literally just have a clear lip gloss and have a good lipstick palette and you'll be fine. And again, some more drugstore. This is one of the prettiest reds in the world and it stays put. This is in the shade number 10. This is the Amore Satin Matte. It's like a cream lipstick. Is that not the bluest, brightest thing in the world? I actually want to wear a red lip right now. It just makes me want to do makeup. Like I love my job. I really, really do. And I'm like, I want to do makeup now. Right now, today. Put that in there. All right, let's move on up to the top of the kit. So I showed you everything at the base, this little basement layer. Let's go up here to the top. First things first, let me tell you how brilliant I am. I am trying to do more reading these days at night instead of watching TV. It's just a way to wind down, stop scrolling, and just maybe read. And I'm reading a book, but I want the vibes. You know those old school little book lamps? That's what this is. So I just got this in the mail today. And then sometimes when I'm on a job, I have this big light, but that light is on the subject, but I can't see my kit. So I bought this little light that I can now hook to the top of my kit. And I'll just give you an example. If I turn this light off, I could still see my kit. And it has like a different, yeah, I just think it's a great multi-use product. I got this off Amazon and it came in the mail like probably an hour ago. So have a little book light. Now I need to buy two so I can keep one in my kit and just put it right there. So as I'm working, I could see actually what I'm pulling. All right, so we talked about the concealers. All of the lip pencils that I have, these are the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. Some of the best pencils in the world because they're a multi-use matte pencil. So you can use these on the eyes. So the dimensional brown, you can use this one. Eyes, lips, cheeks, like anything you can imagine. I actually need to get the full range. I'm missing the orange and the red. I don't know why they're not over here. But yeah, any shade in the world. The Artist Color Pencils by Makeup Forever. Bomb. This is what I use my go-to lip liners. So Artist Color Pencils, Makeup Forever. Worth every single penny. Put those back in there. I'm trying to organize the pinks with the pinks and the browns with the browns. Segregation. No, I'm sorry. It's not funny. I shouldn't joke like that. All right, so Hourglass. I play way too much. Hourglass eyeliners. This is the waterproof gel liner that I really love. One of my favorite because look, it's just so pigmented. Name a blacker black. I'll wait. It reminds me of the Inglot 77, but just in stick form, and it's waterproof. That is in the shade Obsidian. And then this brown one I also love is in the shade Cave. So it's like a super deep waterproof gel eyeliner by Hourglass. And this is called their Voyeur collection. I love you, Hourglass. You the best. All right, so put those up there. They also make some really good eyebrow pencils. I don't use eyebrow pencils often because I already have them with my Artist Color Pencil. The eyebrow pencil that I use for most fair tone women, my white girls, is the Endless Cacao. And it's like a perfect like eyebrow shade to kind of fill in nice and cool. And then if I want something deeper, I'll go in with the Limitless Brown, something a little bit more red, and kind of shape the brows. And then if I want something really, really deep, I'll go in with the Dimensional Dark Brown. And that's really good as a lip liner, an eyeliner, eyebrow. It's just a multi-use pencil. That's why I love these so much. And the best pencil sharpener to sharpen those with that I own and I love is the NARS. It's like $5. This is their pencil sharpener, and it works great with the Artist Color pencils. I stopped buying a lot of pencils and lip liners that weren't wooden because they dried out so much. So I typically only reach for wooden pencils right now. And these, it takes a long time for these to dry out. I would buy other ones and they just will dry out so quick. All right, so that is the base layer of my makeup kit. Let's move right along to the vibes at the top. So I'm gonna take my little Miss Frizzle book light down. Bye, girl. See you later. And then what I love about it, it's like a 2 compact system. So let's open up the top. Oh, I didn't show you the mascara. Rare Beauty mascara. It's the one that I love and use in the shade black. But as a pro, it is so important to have different colors of mascara because the vibe might be better with black, the vibe might be better with brown. And YSL makes a really good one that I love, a black one and a brown one. And then this one's by L'Oreal, cute little drugstore. This is the shade, let me guess, brown. So I have a black mascara by Rare Beauty and then the Voluminous Brown Balm mascara by L'Oreal. Okay, what else we got? Like a pork chop. Let me clean my hand off a little bit. I didn't show you all what this is. Hand sanitizer by Jow. It smells so good. Let's explore the top. So when I get to a job, one of the first things that I do, I'll show you right here, is I want to make sure that I am protecting the surface. I do this with my hair kit. I also do this with my makeup kit. So I make sure that I have a silicone mat, and this one's pretty big. I'll leave it in the description, but I lay this mat down. It's a silicone mat, and I just lay this mat down to protect the space and also to define the space and make sure that everything stays nice and organized. So I put this down. It's great for heat. It's also great for makeup. And I love this one because it's just really, really thin. I have a few, but my best friend and colleague, another makeup artist, Anthony, he had this on a job and I was like, where'd you get that one? Because it's so thin and so compact. So this is what I use when I go to a job. Another thing that I use is you can't guarantee that you're always going to have a trash can. So I have a collapsible trash can that I keep. I got some napkins and some tissues. I also have sponges, tiny little velvet sponges. And then I also have this glass palette. So as I'm mixing foundations and concealers, this one is by Scott Barnes. There's several on Amazon that you can get now. I like these better than the metal palettes. I don't know why. They're extremely heavy, but I just I'm all about the aesthetic, if you can't tell by now. I love the way the things look. It's not the most practical thing because this thing weighs so much, but this is what I keep in the top portion of that bag. All right, so there's this little tiny thing at the top. It's just very random things I could probably take out. So I got some makeup remover wipes. So if I'm doing someone's makeup and they're leaving, I'm like, hey, take a makeup wipe. Have a good day. Nice to meet you. And then moisturizer. This is for the face and body. La Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizer. This is one of my favorite blushes. I donated it to my professional kit. It's NARS Orgasm Rush. Look how pretty this is. Let me show you. It's like a rusty, beautiful. Hold on, I'm not doing that any justice. One moment. Let's put it here. You see how gorgeous that is? It's so pretty. It's called Orgasm Rush by NARS. It's new to me. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me, child. It was in my personal kit, but I wasn't reaching for it so much. So for no other reason than I just wasn't reaching for it. So I was like, let me retire it and put it in my pro kit. I'm not even really reaching for it in my pro kit, but when I do, I've used it a few times and I love it. All right, next up, you always need a Duraline. So this is something that is going to make, remember I was telling you earlier, you can extend the pigment. It's like a multi-use product that you're able to use that will make anything waterproof. So I'll show you a great example. All right, so you see this black? I'm gonna load and deposit a bunch of pigment, this black powder on this brush, which I don't know why I just did that because this is a white brush and oh well. So take a little bit of Duraline, mix it on a palette. The palette today is gonna be my hand. And I can turn this powder into a cream. And you see how I'm able to just make that a beautiful cream. This is the difference between amateurs and pros. And this now will turn into a waterproof eyeshadow. And that is why you don't need so many things, or you don't need a cream eyeshadow. You don't need an eyeshadow palette. You have everything you need to succeed if you just have the proper tools. So this product replaces so many other products. Imagine what this would look like if I did it with the metallic palette. You know I'm gonna try it. And you see how like it's on there. It ain't moving. Let's do the same thing with, let's load her on up. So I'm going to use this gold and put that on there. I'm gonna take the Duraline, just one little drop, and something that was like a powder. Remember I told you you could spritz it with the setting powder, setting spray? It's even better because you make it kind of like a wet, blinding, turn any powder into basically Super Saiyan, like turbo mode. Sickening, right? And I could take that same one and just apply it. And that's where artistry comes in. And just put it on the eye and just start doing whatever I want to do with it. And yeah, it's just so stunning and so beautiful. So highly recommend. It's called Inglot. It's their Duraline. So Inglot Duraline. It's also really good if you have something that's in a cream form, but it's dried up. Put a little bit of this in it and it will basically bring it back to life, like a little Easter Sunday resurrection. So Duraline, you need some Duraline in your life. Even if you're not a pro, it's just a really good pro secret that we all use to, one, make eyeshadows creamier and more pigmented and long wearing and waterproof. And then also to kind of revive any product that has seen better days. One thing that I don't have is micellar water in this kit. I have it, it's in the other room. And then also too, there's a product called the eye makeup remover for moments like this when I need to correct something if I don't want to use a makeup wipe. So that was this section. Let's see what we have up here. So I have some wedge sponges. I have an eyelash case. This is by the Artist Kit Co. So I can organize all my lashes. Shout out to Lancome who sent me these beautiful juicy tubes. This one smells like straight chocolate. They're so beautiful. And every artist needs just a clear lip gloss in their kit. So I have these lip glosses, and I love the tube effect because I could just squeeze it out and just be very sanitary with it. And then down here, remember that lip balm I was telling you earlier about? If I don't want it to be shiny, if you need, everyone needs, especially for men, if you're doing male grooming, the Jack Black lip balm. It's a lip balm, but it's not shiny, it's matte, but super hydrating, and it has SPF in it. And then I also have just some back stock of the Make It Forever pencils. I have some lash glue. And then I have some liquid liner by Mario. Rare Beauty makes a really good one too. And then I have some Hourglass lip liners. I have some tweezers. I have my air tag, so we can keep an eye on this bad boy. Not this bad boy. I just got this. It was for an editorial shoot. This is the Color Fix Stick by Danessa Myricks. It's so pretty. It's like a little cream eyeshadow purple situation going on. Very pretty. Shout out to Danessa. Her team has always been so supportive of me. And it's like these dual-ended capsule situation. So this side, and then this side is like shimmery, like this pretty. I'll show you what that looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I rarely reach for these things because we're just out here doing the most basic makeup sometimes, but for editorial things, this is really, really nice. And I think it's so creative that it has like little multi-use ones. All right, so I sincerely hope you enjoyed that video. It was part 1 and part 2 of my hair and makeup kit. It's kind of like a little open house, like a real estate agent, but for makeup. Part 1 was my hair kit. Part 2, if you missed that one, I'll put the little video here. I'll leave it in the links in the description below. I did a hair kit tour, and I just wrapped up my makeup kit tour as a professional makeup artist that specifically works in TV and film. I've been doing this for over 15 years, and I take pride in my kit. I also love on YouTube, I also love looking at other pro artists. So if you're a pro, if you enjoyed this video, I'm talking to my pros right now. If you enjoyed this video, it was a bit long, but if you enjoyed it, please let me know, because I admire and we learn so much from each other to just offer the best services to our beautiful clients and our beautiful talent. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed it. And also share it with somebody. If you have another pro, or next time you go shopping, or Sephora or Ulta, whatever you need to do. I hope this video was entertaining. I also hope that it was educational. I call it like infotainment. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. Let me know what product you're interested in trying, if there's any faves that you recognize. And of course, if you enjoyed this, you'll enjoy so much more. It's a whole entire community here and a channel. And I have an on-demand video platform that teaches you hair and makeup, and it's THUTOLabs.com. It's video on-demand courses that you can take right now, live, on demand. It's video course, self-taught courses that you can take on THUTOLabs.com. So if you enjoyed this video, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for your time. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have, and I'm so grateful that you chose to share it with me. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.